Happy belated Halloween, Leafs Nation. I'm Rick Scarborough, and you're watching Blue and White Weekly, where we bring you weekly updates on the Leafs and the hockey world at large. I'm still picking coffee crisp wrappers out of my bed sheets, but that's not what's important. What's important is we've got a brand new week of Maple Leafs hockey to talk about, so let's get into the news. It appears the Leafs need to play every game on Prime Monday Night Hockey, as they've improved to a 2-0 record when playing on the program, with a 6-4 win over the Winnipeg Jets. Because of course the Leafs would snap their 3-game losing streak against the only undefeated team in the league. 3 of the Leafs' 6 goals came off the amulet-fueled stick of John Tavares. After a slow start to the season facing much criticism from fans and analysts alike, it's nice to see Tavares prove he's still got it. Although there was no game Tuesday night, that doesn't mean it was free of news. The Leafs made a trade, and for more details on that, we'll go to our rinkside reporter, Riley Roberts.
Thanks very much, Rick, and that's right. After what feels like weeks of speculation, Timothy Liljegren has been traded. He will head to San Jose and join the Sharks. The 25-year-old defenseman only played in 1 game this season for the Leafs after a lackluster training camp. He's coming off a 55-game season last year that saw him put up 3 goals, 20 assists, and earned him a 2-year contract extension this summer worth $3 million per. Liljegren was drafted 17th overall by the Leafs in 2017, but has been described as never quite living up to the expectations he set for himself in junior. However, this disappointing career so far could be attributed to a rushed development once he joined the Marlies and Leafs that never helped him transition to the NHL level. Similar criticism of development has been brought up regarding other departed Leafs prospects, Pierre Engvall and Rasmus Sandin. In return, the Leafs have received 30-year-old defenseman Matt Benning, a 2026 6th-round pick, and a conditional 2025 3rd-round pick. Benning started his career as a 6th-round pick in 2012 from the Boston Bruins, but never played for them. He has spent his career between the Oilers, Predators, and Sharks. Benning is in the 3rd year of a 4-year contract in which he's making $1.25 million a year. As for the conditions on the 2025 pick, the Sharks hold 2 3rd-round selections, one belonging to Edmonton originally and the other to Colorado. The conditions on this pick state that Toronto will receive the earlier of these 2 selections in next year's draft. Now, I want to note that Benning could be flipped at the deadline for perhaps a top 6 winger or further defensive depth, but that's only speculation at the moment. We'll monitor that situation as it continues, but for now, let's send it back to the studio.
Moving ahead to Thursday, the Leafs proved to be the worst nightmare for the Seattle Kraken on Halloween night as they took this game 4-1. Matthew Nyes opened up the scoring with some brilliant tactics and help from Mitch Marner, and William Nylander potted 2 to continue his point-a-game pace. But the most impressive goal of the evening was scored on an empty net. For more, we go to our junior intern, Gilsey.
Alrighty, fellas, you already know it's me, Gilsey, finally getting a chance in the spotlight, and it is time for Skillsy with Gilsey. Righty, boys, so we're going to the Halloween night game. Leafs, Kraken. Seattle's got the goalie pulled. Joey DeCord's sitting on the bench, probably thinking about a hot dog after the game. And, ew, Auston Matthews with this one. It's filthy. Right, so, see this angle here? 2 defenders on, not even looking at the net. He scores. It's like he's playing 8-ball pool with a bank shot. How do you do, Missy? Oh, I was fired up after that one, boys. Hey, real quick before I go, boys, just so you know, we're up on TikTok, we're up on Instagram, we're up on Twitter. Check the links down in the description below. Blue and White Weekly, baby. Let's go!
Thank you very much, Gilsey. Try to stay on task next time, but other than that, great job. The fun and games ended with Saturday's 4-2 loss to the St. Louis Blues. And a 4-2 loss is what happens when you only decide to play the last 5 minutes of the game. However, some Leafs fans say that our boys aren't entirely to blame for losing this one. For more on that, we go to our senior analyst, Byron Doyle.
Thank you very much, Dick. That's right, folks. It's me, Byron Doyle. You know me, you love me. I'm here for Labatt Blue Weekly, or whatever you're calling this nightmare of a broadcast. And I wanted to talk to you today about one of the age-old enemies of our Toronto Maple Leafs. No, it's not the Habs. No, it's not the Bruins. No, it's not the price of a beer at the ACC or Scotiabank, whatever that gets called these days. No, I'm talking about the refs. The Zebras, the Stripies, the officials. And I gotta say, I was not too pleased with the way they called the game down in St. Louis the other day. No, and it all started, that little play behind the net there with Mitch Marner. Now, Mitchie, just one-on-one, you and me there, buddy. You gotta stick up for yourself more. There's not always going to be a big meaty man mountain coming to protect you, all right? Ryan Reeves not always there. Simone Benoit not always there. You had backup this time, though. Pappy came to help you. AM34, Auston Matthews. Love to see that out of your captain. Sticking up for his boys. Dunking on the little guys. Great stuff there, Pappy. But you got the penalty, and I don't think you shoulda. You got called for retaliating. That's not how it goes. No, the refs should have taken that Blues guy, whatever his name is. I don't even know, because he's not important. You're Auston Matthews. You don't get the penalties. And you know who agrees with me? Chief Greg Berube says he thought that was a dumb penalty. He thought Pappy was doing right by Mitchie. And you know what? So do I. The refs don't agree, though, and that's where the refs lost the game. After that, the fights start breaking out, and don't get me wrong, love to see some fights. But the refs lost control of this game. That's on you there, Jerry Bettman, right? You had Jake McCabe throwing hands with Braden Shen. You got Pontus Holmberg. He's throwing down with Pavel Budweiser, whatever the heck his name is. Don't like to see that. Oh, and another.
Okay, we're going to cut you off there, Byron, because something tells me you'd keep talking till you ran out of breath, which at your age could happen any second. With no time to mourn that loss in St. Louis, the Leafs hopped on a flight to Minnesota to square off with the Wild on Sunday. Anthony Stolarz was once again the best Leaf on the ice, but needs to consider adding Velcro or superglue to his equipment, because I counted at least 5 times where he lost his stick while under attack. The power play finally broke through on the road, with William Nylander picking up his 9th of the year as he continues to lead the team in goals. I'm going to live in blissful ignorance and let that distract me from the fact that the team is now 4 for 40 this season on the power play, as the Leafs lost this one in OT 2-1. Looking ahead in the week, it's an Original 6 homestand as the Boston Bruins come to town on Tuesday. Then it's yet another back-to-back as we host the Detroit Red Wings on Friday, then the Montreal Canadiens on Hockey Night in Canada on Saturday. We'll have all those games for you next week, plus so much more, but for now, thank you very much for watching Leafs Nation. Be sure to like and subscribe, and remember, keep your stick on the ice.